stuff like that can totally wreck the profit for your business for that car for the year. Let's just get you cash flowing positive initially right out of the gate. Hello and welcome back to Car Rental University. I am your host, Alex Witherow. Today we are going to talk about what are 4 costly mistakes you can make when you are purchasing cars for car share. Before I get into that, click below, grab the 5 things you must do before starting a car rental business. Lots of great information in there. It gives you a city by city breakdown of which car share platform is best in your area. You don't want to miss it. I've been getting a lot of comments lately about, hey, is Turo still profitable? If I get a car for Turo, is this going to be a disaster? What kinds of numbers should I be looking at economically to make this work in car share? I'm going to give you some just basic kind of tenets that I think that will keep you nice and safe, not get you in trouble in this industry. First of all, do not get over leveraged until your business is more mature. I've always felt that cars under $20,000 are best. If you're going to take out loans for the first few cars, definitely you don't want to get too over leveraged. I would also say get cars that can be used for car share like Turo and Get Around, and also ride share as in for Uber drivers. If your car is in a drive with Uber city, for example, I've always talked about Honda Accords. My Honda Accords have always done really well for rideshare drivers. It's a very popular car for rideshare drivers. They get great gas mileage. They have 4 doors. They can carry people. Very reliable cars. Also, think about if the car has 7 seats. If it's a 7-seat vehicle, it will be eligible for Uber XL. So that is another car that will do well with rideshare because Uber drivers can take those cars out on Friday and Saturday nights and make $50 or $60 a trip if the car is an Uber XL eligible car. It needs 7 seats. I've said this to people, if you go out and buy yourself a $45,000 car and it's 90% on an auto loan and you put it on Turo, you're probably gonna lose money on that car just due to the saturation of Turo and just being, having a payment that is too high. Especially if you're doing car share, you don't want these payments to get above $500 a month, if possible, maybe 600. But I understand that interest rates right now are much higher. Auto financing situation right now is a lot more difficult than it was 3, 4, 5, 6 years ago, for sure. Even still, if you have to get a used car, that's okay. You just don't want to get too over leveraged. On that topic, number 2, cash cars are safe. If you can purchase cash cars, I understand that they may be in the $5,000 to $10,000 range. There's not going to be anything sexy whatsoever. I get that. Basically, if you own that car outright, whatever money you make on that car is going to be, for the most part, profit. Obviously, there's insurance and minor repairs, but that car will be profitable. It'll take a lot of pressure off you and your business, and you will not be over leveraged in the scenario of running with cash cars. Also on that topic, let's talk about exotics for a second. Now, I know a handful of you on this channel are exotics operators. You seem to all reach out to me because you love talking to me. And so I know a lot of you. As you know, I'm not like a huge exotics guy. I obviously live in Miami now. I have learned a lot more about exotics since I've been in Miami. I've talked to many of you in Miami. I appreciate you guys reaching out always. If you haven't talked to me yet and you're in Miami, by all means, reach out to me. The ROI of exotics, I don't love it. I think it takes a lot more time and money to make your money back based on how expensive the cars are, even though the day rate is much higher. I will say, however, I do think what's great about exotics is the cachet of the business. And if you have a handful of Bentleys or Corvettes, Ferraris, Rolls Royces, those cars can bring your overall business cachet. It's just great for your reputation. Those of you that I know that are in the exotic business, you guys have awesome marketing for your companies. And so I think that if you want to build out a dual structure of economy cars and exotics, I think that's an effective strategy. In my opinion, I wouldn't put all your eggs in the exotics basket. That's just my personal take, but I know plenty of guys do, especially in this town. If you're starting out and you are new to this business, I would not touch exotics yet. I think that exotics is a much more advanced model that you really need to understand if you're going to get into that phase. To me, I would say that's like phase 3 or 4 of building out a car share business. Lastly, for God's sake, just please get a mechanic to look at the car. This is such a basic step, but so many people don't do it. I had a Nissan Maxima It had a CVT transmission. It crashed after about 110,000 miles. That was a $6,000 repair. Stuff like that can totally wreck the profit for your business for that car for the year. Just be careful on that stuff. Do your due diligence. Have a mechanic take a look at the car. Make sure the car is in good condition. That is another simple thing to take care of that many times can be very costly. So stick to reliable brands. Toyotas are probably the best in terms of maintenance and reliability. Up there as well are Kias and Hondas and all those types of brands that are just more reliable. So that's my general feeling about all this. I think that when you're starting out a car share business, if you are not familiar with this business, if you've never done it, just keep it simple early on. Keep it simple. You can get into the exotics later. You can take out bigger loans later. Let's just get you cash flowing positive initially right out of the gate and get up to 5 or 10 cars, get those all cash flow positive. And then you can have the conversation about more advanced structures, doing private rentals with Uber drivers, doing exotics. These are more, in my opinion, more advanced level type business models in the near term. All that cheaper stuff does really well on Getaround and Turo for the most part. And so that's really how I would steer you initially if you are new to this business. So that's what I got to say about that. Drop some comments. Would love to hear your questions. Before I go, click below, grab the 5 things you must do before starting a car rental business. I will catch you in the next episode. Thank you.